The man settled the town of Rexburg, Idaho, settled it here for this very particular reason. He was traveling for months at a time, trying to discover new land to claim as his own. One day he came up a tower that was thousands of feet tall. He was impressed and curious, so he built his home there. The lush forest surrounding the tower gave plenty of food. Soon after, word spread of a mysterious tower. People showed up from all over. The city became a booming town, thousands of moving in each month, yet no one had climbed the tower. Around the base of the tower was a blue ribbon, floating and slowly rotating around it. A boy, at the age of 19, decided he would cross the ribbon in attempt to climb the tower. Thousands were crowded around waiting for him. He showed up with steel arrows and hiking boots. Just before crossing, he turned around and cheered. The roar of people could be heard for miles. He turned back, held his breath, and crossed. The ribbon tingled, but that was about it. He turned and smiled. Everyone looked in awe. From their point of view, he had vanished. They believed he had been vaporized the moment he crossed, but when he shouted back, they knew he had made it. He turned around and began to climb. He slammed one arrow after the other into the side of the stone tower. Slowly, he made progress. He didn't realize how tall the tower was until the ground looked like it was miles beneath him. Meanwhile, in the tower, Rapunzel watched from her window. She could hear the people shouting at the base, and she wondered if she would finally be rescued. She watched the man at the base. He made slow progress, but she was sure he could make it. The next morning, the boy woke up to something tickling his face. He snapped awake and almost fell off his bed. After calming down, he looked up to see where the tickling came from. Hair. It was hair, with a note taped to the end. The note said, "Grab the hair and climb." The boy shrugged and decided to try. He firmly gripped the hair and swung off his bed and began to climb again. Rapunzel cringed at the unexpected weight, not sure when the boy would grab on. After adjusting to the weight, she began to pull to the best of her ability. After half an hour of pulling and his climbing, the boy reached the top. He swung his leg over the window and lay down panting. When he had caught his breath, he looked up to see what was inside the tower. Before he could actually see, a tray of warm cookies was pushed in his face. "Would you like a cookie, dear?" the old woman asked. "They're fresh from the oven."
Are you the one that had the hair?
Asked the boy, who was becoming confused. The hair was so gold, it had to belong to a young person. "Oh, yes, my name is Rapunzel," she smiled.
Why are you in this tower?
"I have no idea. I just remember being here my whole life. There's an unlimited supply of food and water, but that's all I know." The boy leaned out the window to look at the city below. He could see for miles. The tower had to be miles high itself. He felt the old lady's hand on his back. "Quite a sight, isn't it?" Then out of nowhere, her hand pushed with surprising strength. The boy fell forward and screamed for a while until he hit the ground. Rapunzel laughed and laughed. She loved this game.